This is a case that has been on since 2021.
Yeah.
It was a case filed by Nigeria police on behalf of Senator Ned Nwoko when he was in the PDP. Now he's in the APC. And we are just in filing motions to let the judge know that it's not a serious case. But today we're supposed to adopt all our motions, but the judge, having been promoted to the Court of Appeal, said he doesn't want to take any further adoption of cases. He gave us another date, end of June. And but we congratulated the judge for his elevation to, partial elevation to the Court of Appeal because it hasn't been completed yet. And we used the opportunity to tell him that the case is dead on arrival. Because this is one of those frivolous cases that our police has been engaging in, that we warn them all the time not to spend police and national resources on these foolish cases. And we are very confident that the case will not go anywhere. So we use the opportunity to announce to the judge. And that's pretty much the outing today. But I don't know if the lawyers have anything to add.
Yes.
Our lead lawyer is Tope Temokun.
The mother.
Make it clear that as part of this case and as part of our role in society, we are aware that Ned Nwoko is planning to collect another $390 million for services that he has already been paid for. And the Attorney General of the Federation is in bed with him. Hear me loud.
Just like the former one.
You are not paying that money to him. In fact, we are looking for how to recover the one he illegally took before. So that is probably the reason why he empowered the prosecutor again today, because he has mentioned my name that I'm preventing the federal government from paying him. The federal government will not pay Ned Nwoko one more kobo for services he did not render in the first place. And if they do, they will hear from us.
Yes.
They will hear. It's our money. We are not going to be spending it on pedophiles. That's the problem that he's having with us now. That's why he has empowered all these policemen to be doing his bidding. But you know us. Even at the end of the day, disgrace will still come to you. It happened to Malami today, who I met here, alone. He was only followed by a member of his family. All of them. I called him, I said, Malami, come here. Do you now see the nature of power? That is and the table has turned. The table we turned against the Ned Nwokos of this world. It has turned against Egbetokun. It will turn against Bola Tinubu very soon. That is what I can assure you. As long as we are citizens of this country called Nigeria. And finally, if they don't discontinue the case now, it will be discontinued when I become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Later, yes. And at that time, they know what's up.
2022. It was actually a police case, but we knew that it was about the reputation of a politician. That is the billionaire, so-called billionaire Ned Nwoko. We have been in court.
Most of them don't have.
And surprisingly, the question to be asked, why is it that even as of today, we are still talking about the fact that we have motions and arraignment has not taken place? That's almost 5 years. The lesson I think we should learn from this is that when people that are defending public interest, people that are defending public rights, they are brought before the court, their actions are criminalized. It is not the duty of public interest lawyers to play along, pretending that there is a process in place. It is our duty to also make sure that you are bringing somebody to justice. You have to clean your hands. If you don't do that, we will not help you. And that is all the motions we are just thinking of taking today. These are motions that are challenging the jurisdiction of this court in 2022. And the prosecution has not been able to do an arraignment. Surprisingly today, we have been in court since morning. And there is an indication from the court that he will not take cases for adoption. It is this very day now said that he's very, very ready. Even when the court said that it's taking date for us to come back, that he's not going to take adoption, he's saying he's very ready. To show that the wastefulness of public resources in matters like this has to be documented. This is one of those cases. The parliament of the country has decriminalized an action. The cybercrime of 2015 criminalized insult on individuals, insult on reputation. The amendment of 2024 removed this ingredient, and the police is still coming to court to hold an individual to account on what the parliament has decriminalized. It is just a play. People are just coming to court to act comedy. But we are grateful that we are not tired. If we have been tired before now, if Mr. Omoyele Sowore has been put to trial or has been put to an arraignment and has been remanded or has been convicted on a matter that the parliament has said is no longer a crime, what are we going to, what is our account to history? But we are grateful today that we made that impossible.
Exactly.
We made it impossible, and we are back to square one.
This is a case that we strongly believe ought to have died with the old Cybercrime Act.
Absolutely.
Now, that case was filed when the previous Cybercrime Act was in existence. That act has been criticized as attempting to gag free speech in this country. Agitations by human rights activists and civil society organizations ensure that this particular law was amended in 2024. That particular amendment has taken or has tracked the carpets from the bottom of that case. And once that lead has been taken off, that case ought to have died to do. But unfortunately, Senator Ned Nwoko and his friends in the FCT command has retained this matter in court for whatever reason and purpose they intend to serve, we do not know. But we are advising the current Commissioner of Police in the FCT that he ought not and he should not inherit a fight that has nothing absolutely to do with him or that has any grants of justice to fulfill or to meet. This case is spent. This case ought not to be in court at this time. That case was filed in connivance between Senator Ned Nwoko and the previous Commissioner of Police whom they were in bed with. Now, once we have a new sheriff in court, cases of this nature that does not serve any public purpose in line with the Constitution must be discontinued. The court has given the hint today that this case ought not to be. And I think it is appropriate that the prosecution in court today should go back to his office and advise his Commissioner of Police appropriately that this case is dead and this matter should be ended. It does not serve any purpose that we expend state resources, millions of naira, to pursue personal vendetta on behalf of personal and private individuals. If Senator Ned Nwoko felt that he has been defamed in that matter as pertains to what transpired about 4 to 5 years ago, he should approach the civil court. The Senator Ned Nwoko has no right under the law, particularly under the Cybercrime Act, as it then was and as it is now, to use the instrumentalities of state resources to pursue a personal vendetta that pertains to his name and reputation. So this matter should, as a matter of urgency, be laid to rest. The time for us to continue to use state resources to settle personal scores of this type, particularly as pertains to reputation and name of individuals, more particularly public individuals who have put themselves out in the public space, should cease and should stop.